You can use groups in assignments or discussions. First, you need to create the group. To do so, you need to go to Admin, Course Admin, and under Learner Management, select Groups. Once there, you need to go to New Category and enter the name of the discussion or assignment. I'm going to name the category Training. You can add a description if you would like. Once you have that, you need to determine your enrollment type. Let's go over the options. Number of groups. No auto enrollments. This type does not allow for auto enrollment. It is best if you want to pick the groups yourself. It also saves the hassle of groups of one being created, which can happen when selecting some of the options below. Any of the ones below have the option for auto-enroll new users. You must select this, or those who register late are never added to a group. Groups of number will make all groups the same number, and notice the option to auto-enroll new users. Number of groups will create the number of groups that you determine. If you have 25 students and you select group of 3, you will have 8 groups of 3 and 1 group of 1, unfortunately. Likewise, if you pick 4 groups, there will be 3 groups of 6 and 1 group of 7. The other options below are when you want students to pick their own group. Groups of number self-enrollment, and you can see that you can set a self-enrollment expiration date, number of groups self-enrollment, number of groups capacity of number self-enrollment, and also single user member-specific groups. My advice is to not set up restrictions on your enrollment. Also, you'll see that you have the ability to set up discussion areas, lockers, and assignment submission folders. Please note, if you're setting up an assignment and not a discussion board, you must set up the assignment submission folder. Some important things to note with groups, and then I'll show you 2 examples of groups in a class. Students who withdraw from a class will remain in groups on the back end. This means if you set up an auto-enroll group, it may show a group of 3 and only have 1 person in there, because the other 2 could be students who have dropped the course. This is why auto-enroll sometimes creates more work than just manually creating the groups yourself. Number of groups, no auto-enrollments. Also, when grading within groups, the gradebook will clearly state this grade will apply to all users in the group. The grade by the group is for the entire group and not the individual student. However, you can always go back and override a particular student grade if you need to. For example, a student does not participate in the group assignment and deserves a 0. Initially, the group grade will be assigned to that student, and you simply need to manually override that grade to be reflective of the 0. So let's look at a course where I have groups set up. I'm going to take you to Admin, and you're in Course Admin, and let's look at the groups for this class. You'll see in this class that there are 2 assignments that involved groups. Now I'm in the gradebook. So if I scroll over to an assignment that was a group assignment, and I go to Grade All, I can come down and select a submission. And you can see clearly here that this is Group 3, If I went down and put in a grade, it says, note, this grade will be applied to all members of this group. And when I go to next group, it'll take me to the next group that I need to grade. I can see all of the group members. Here's an example where there are 4 members, but only 2 are showing up in the group. That reflects that error that happens when students drop from the course. And then I can go down and apply that grade to all members of the group. An important piece for students that you're going to need to explain to them as they work in a group for the first time. Some students will simply be able to figure this out on their own. However, I suggest providing some instructions at least the first time that you use a group. They need to come to activities and groups. And from here, they need to know to select the particular assignment that they're working on, and that is how they'll know what group they are in. Their group will appear below, and they will just see their group, whereas I see all of the groups. From there, they can then know who to contact within their group so that they can complete the group assignment. I hope this video has gotten you the basics in order to get started using groups in your course, and also has you the basics to share with your students. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact CCIT for further support.